What is going on, everybody? PHX here. Thank you for stopping by. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the new named AR Kingbreaker from the Division 2 that is currently in the PTS. So there's been a lot of talk about this new AR, the stats it has, how it functions, its RPMs, pretty much everything. It does come with the exact same talent as the new named LMG. Flatline, which is 20% pulse amplify damage to enemies. And, you know, there's been a lot of, well, it fires too slow, but it hits too hard, and it's going to be meta, and it's not going to be meta. It's just, there's a lot surrounding this weapon, and I think it's because nobody actually really knows where to actually put this AR into prospects of, like, is it going to function well in PvP? Is it going to function well in PvE? I don't think anyone really has a general understanding. Again, there's been a lot of talk by other content creators, like some just think it fires way too slow at a 550 RPM, but others think that it hits just perfectly because of the rate of fire, because that's the offset. And you know, for myself, again, it's another situational type weapon. Personally, for me, I actually really do thoroughly enjoy using the Kingbreaker, and the reason being is because I'm able to pack such a hard punch using this weapon with a good build that it almost negates the need to use a fast firing RPM like a FAMAS or an M4. Now, am I saying that the Kingbreaker is, you know, the next best thing in the Division 2, like the AR you're always going to want to go to? Heavens no, because as we all know, the faster the RPM, the faster DPS you do, especially with a spec'd out build. So, like, as you can see right here in the gameplay footage, you know, I'm running the Summit on Legendary because this is really the only chance I could use this AR in a legendary setting besides having to do like one of the legendary strongholds, which, let's face it, frankly, the only way to do a legendary stronghold as a solo player is by using an M1A with a full DPS build, because that's just the way it works, or else you just get slapped like left and right. But so with this, like, I mean, I was able to take down the enemies with no problem. It was hitting hard with no problems, but at the same time, I still felt like there were times where I was shooting too slow, especially against the rushers when they were coming towards me. It could be that my build just wasn't spec'd. Like, I wasn't running a fully spec'd build. I was running with kind of like pieces together, just trying to figure out what would kind of benefit this AR in a way. Now, what you could do is, if the rate of fire is kind of slow for you, is, you know, you could try and add some weapon handling to it to increase the rate of fire. You could also try and use some mods that will actually increase rate of fire as well, but you will sacrifice the amount of rounds you will have in the actual AR. So, yeah, see, it's all very situational. And do I think that it actually needs to be tweaked in a way? Do I think that it actually needs to be, I guess, I don't know, fixed in a way? Honestly, I don't really think it does, because I think what they were trying to go for is just something that kind of takes you by the ropes and slows you down without trying to really rush through anything. And I think that's the goal here by making the Kingbreaker such a very low RPM at 550, is that they just want you to take the time, get your shots lined up, use it, spec it out with a brand new Heartbreaker build, and like go nuts and do all that nice DPS damage that you get. But like, as you can see right here, going up against the legendary enemies, the elites, you know, I'm packing and punch. Their armor is dwindling down very easily. Again, this is not with a very spec build. I put the build together using my Memento backpack, and I think like 3-piece armor and 3-piece DPS. But I mean, the damage numbers speak for itself. So it all, if you heard any other type of noise, those were my girls in the background. But anyways, like I was saying, I think that the whole point of the weapon is to slow down the amount of how fast you get through activities. And I think that's what the premise is of this whole title update, is just taking it slow but doing so much DPS that you can like feel it coming from everything. So yeah, so overall, my thoughts on the Kingbreaker AR, I actually really like it. I like the way it fires. I like the way it sounds. I like the way it looks. It has that, you know, that punch to it that makes you feel like you're hitting them so hard. And it's not like an ungodly, like, oh, this is taking too long. Like, no, they like everything is dwindling down at a very reasonable rate. Do I think that they need to tweak anything? Do I think they need to increase the RPMs? Having faster RPMs would be good, maybe by 100. But at the same time, is it necessary? I don't think so. Again, I think it's just very situational on what you want to use it for. If you're looking for something faster, then, you know, you have other variants. You have the FAMAS 2010, and then you have the Police M4. You have the SIG at 850. It just all depends. But for the Kingbreaker, I think that it's in the right spot. I think I can see what they're trying to do with the Kingbreaker. They want you to use it. They want you to use it with Heartbreaker. And they just want you to feel the amount of power that can come from it as well. But yeah, so I mean, those are my thoughts. Those are my initial impressions. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to let the gameplay footage roll. We're going to go straight into a control point with 2 rogue agents, and then, you know, you guys see for yourself. Do you guys like the Kingbreaker? And if so, drop a comment down below and let me know your thoughts on the Kingbreaker AR and what you think should happen. Do you think they should tweak it? Do you think they should keep it the way it is? Do you guys like slow firing RPMs, or do you guys like fast firing RPMs? You know, just let me know. I look forward to reading your comments and having a talk on the new Kingbreaker AR. So that is it, guys. That is all I have for you. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will catch you around in the next video. Take care.
We do what we have to.